No permanence is ours. We are a wave that flows to fit whatever form it finds. Opinions mean nothing. They may be beautiful or ugly, clever or foolish. Anyone can embrace or reject them. The things we see are the same things that are within us. There is no reality except the one contained within us. That is why so many people live such an unreal life. They take the images outside them for reality and never allow the world within to assert itself. In this video, we discover some of the deepest and most meaningful aphorisms of Hermann Hesse, which continue to inspire generations of readers. Let yourself be carried away by the words of a great thinker, and remember, every journey begins with a first step. You know quite well, deep within you, that there is only a single magic, a single power, a single salvation, and that is called loving. Well then, love your suffering. Do not resist it, do not flee from it. It is your aversion that hurts, nothing else. Within you, there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself. It is not our purpose to become each other. It is to recognize each other, to learn to see the other and honor him for what he is. Hermann Hesse, a German writer and poet, is a master in exploring the human condition. He was awarded Nobel Prize in 1946. His works, imbued with introspection and wisdom, invite us to reflect on ourselves and our place in the world. With a pen that has been able to express the joys and sufferings of existence, Hesse guides us through a journey of inner research. What we can and should change is ourselves, our impatience, our egoism, including intellectual egoism, our sense of injury, our lack of love and forbearance. I regard every other attempt to change the world, even if it springs from the best intentions, as futile. If you hate a person, you hate something in him that is part of yourself. What isn't part of ourselves doesn't disturb us. Wisdom cannot be imparted. Wisdom that a wise man attempts to impart always sounds like foolishness to someone else. Knowledge can be communicated, but not wisdom. One can find it, live it, do wonders through it, but one cannot communicate and teach it. I began to understand that suffering and disappointments and melancholy are there not to vex us or cheapen us or deprive us of our dignity, but to mature and transfigure us. You must find your dream, but no dream lasts forever. Each dream is followed by another, and one should not cling to any particular dream. I believe that I am not responsible for the meaningfulness or meaninglessness of life, but that I am responsible for what I do with the life I've got. One can beg, buy, be presented with, and find love in the streets, but it can never be stolen. But it's a poor fellow who can't take his pleasure without asking other people's permission. The man of power is ruined by power, the man of money by money, the submissive man by subservience, the pleasure seeker by pleasure. When dealing with the insane, the best method is to pretend to be sane. Now, true humor begins when a man ceases to take himself seriously. Words do not express thoughts very well. They always become a little different immediately after they are expressed, a little distorted, a little foolish. We must become so alone, so utterly alone, that we withdraw into our innermost self. It is a way of bitter suffering, but then our solitude is overcome. We are no longer alone, for we find that our innermost self is the Spirit, that it is God, the indivisible. And suddenly we find ourselves in the midst of the world, yet undisturbed by its multiplicity. For our innermost soul we know ourselves to be one with all being. It is not for me to judge another man's life. I must judge, I must choose, I must spurn, purely for myself alone. Solitude is independence. It had been my wish, and with the years I had attained it. It was cold. Oh, cold enough. But it was also still, wonderfully still and vast, like the cold stillness of space in which the stars revolve. I have always believed, and I still believe, that whatever good or bad fortune may come our way, we can always give it meaning and transform it into something of value. I live in my dreams, that's what you sense. Other people live in dreams, but not in their own. That's the difference. Some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting go. There is no reality except the one contained within us. That is why so many people live such an unreal life. They take the images outside of them for reality and never allow the world within to assert itself. Oh, love isn't there to make us happy. I believe it exists to show us how much we can endure. When you like someone, you like them in spite of their faults. When you love someone, you love them with their faults. People with courage and character always seem sinister to the rest. Your soul is the whole world. Those who are too lazy and comfortable to think for themselves and be their own judges obey the laws. Others sense their own laws within them. Have you also learned that secret from the river, that there is no such thing as time, that the river is everywhere at the same time, at the source and at the mouth, at the waterfall, at the ferry, at the current, in the ocean and in the mountains, everywhere, and that the present only exists for it, not the shadow of the past nor the shadow of the future. In eternity there is no time, only an instant long enough for a joke. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. Good that you ask. You should always ask, always have doubts. You are only afraid if you are not in harmony with yourself. People are afraid because they have never owned up to themselves. A whole society composed of men afraid of the unknown within them. Let me say no more. Words do no justice to the hidden meaning. Everything immediately becomes slightly different when it is expressed in words, a little bit distorted, a little foolish. It is perfectly fine with me that what for one man is precious wisdom for another sounds like foolery. Thank you for sharing this journey with us through the words of Hermann Hesse. We hope his aphorisms have inspired you and made you think. Remember that true wisdom lies deep within ourselves. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. See you next time.